Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars The Old Republic video, and today we are talking about Uprisings. Now on that topic, I don't think this is going to be very spoiler heavy. I mean, we're just talking about new data mine information about this new style of content that we're getting, basically these missions that is associated with these Uprisings, and it is mostly speculation. It's not really spoilers because there isn't hardcore information about it, but the new data mine stuff is allowing us to speculate a little bit further. But at the end of the day, once again, if you don't want any new information about the new patch and stuff, go ahead. I don't recommend you watch this video because we are going to be just looking at this data mine stuff. The second quick thing is I'm going to leave a link in the description below to the website that has all this information. So if you want to give it a look yourself, you can go ahead and do so. I do encourage you to do that because there's probably going to be some information I miss out on because I'm trying to keep these videos relatively short. I'm just focusing on the really important stuff. And so if you want to get more detailed, I do encourage you to go ahead and check out the website yourself. The link is in the description. And finally, this is all data mine information. It's all subject to change. And if you've been watching all the videos I've been posting up about this new data mine information, you're probably sick of hearing that because I start off all my videos like that. But let's get right into it. So now when we're talking on the concept of uprisings, there isn't much information about it, but what it does seem is that it seems like this is the new kind of group content we're getting. I do hope that's not the case. I do hope we start seeing some operations and new flashpoints and stuff because I don't really do this PvE stuff, but obviously from what I see in the community and from what people have been saying, they do want to see new operations and flashpoints. But what we are getting for sure are these things called uprisings. Now, the one thing I want to point out, and the reason why I say it's kind of the new group content, in quotation marks, is because we see a lot of stuff like just regular uprisings, then we see hard uprisings, which is obviously going to be a lot more difficult, and then we have things like solo uprisings and tactical uprisings. Let's see if I can find that. Here we go, tactical uprisings. So obviously it seems as though these are emulating flashpoints, right? You have solo flashpoints, tactical flashpoints, hard mode flashpoints, all that stuff. So this is emulating that. So it seems as though it's basically another version of flashpoints, and we're getting an absolute shit ton of them. Excuse my language, but that's really what to describe. This is a lot of group content. And I do think it's something to get excited for. The reasons being, it seems as though that these new missions are incorporating some very cool gameplay mechanics. For example, just going into a random one like Catch Them All, it seems as though we have to summon some sort of wildlife, and this wildlife might actually act as a useful ally for us. So they can actually help us, fight the bosses we need to fight and stuff. That's obviously very cool. And once again, I'm not going to go through the details of all of them because that information is there. You can go ahead and check it out yourself, but we are getting these really cool gameplay mechanics associated with it, and that's always really interesting. Now, why is it called Uprisings on that topic? Well, I do think it's going to have something to do with the fact that, you're part of the Alliance, you're fighting the, what's it called, Zakul, what is it called, the Eternal Empire, there we go, the Eternal Empire of Zakul, so you're fighting them. They're the ones who control all these worlds, right? So maybe uprisings has something to do with the fact that you're going on a world and you're trying to get the people to rise up and fight off Zakul, and then you might even actually end up liberating that world, and something along those lines. From what I see here as well, it's going to be, some of the missions are going to be class specific. So, for example, Silent but Deadly requires Bounty Hunter, Imperial Agent, Sith Inquisitor, Sith Warrior. Or maybe it requires Jedi Counselor, Jedi Knight, Smuggler, Trooper. I can't tell because of the color coding. Maybe the red means that it doesn't require that, and it requires the blue stuff. You get what I mean. At the end of the day, only either the Imperial or the Republic classes are going to be able to do a specific mission. So that's probably going to encourage people to start switching around tunes. If you want to do certain content, you're going to have to be on an Imperial tune, and if you want to do other content, you might have to be on a Republic tune, which is fine, but at the end of the day, that's another kind of thing that's going to be coming with these uprisings. Other than that, yeah, as I said at the start of the video, there isn't much information at all. It also seems as though these are kind of going to be like flashpoints, Now, this is the mission tab, because I know in the mission tab we did have a lot more information in terms of what we needed to do during the uprising. So I'm going to see if I can find that quickly, because there was something here. I remember going through it and looking at it, but it doesn't seem to be showing up now. maybe it was in the achievements tab, because I do have the achievements up here, because as you guys can see, there are a ton of achievements associated with the uprisings, and so that can also give us a little bit more information about what these uprisings mean. Alright, no, it doesn't seem like it's, I seem like I've lost it. I mean, when I was looking through this stuff, I did have some stuff I wanted to talk about, but it doesn't seem like it's showing up here. But at the end of the day, that's what these uprisings basically are. That's the information we have now. It's going to be, as I mentioned, or as I was trying to say, it's going to be like Flashpoint. So it's basically going to be, you have a boss, and you got to kill a bunch of mobs, and you have another boss, and you got to kill a bunch of mobs, and you fight your final boss, and that's it. However, as I mentioned, it seems as though to make it maybe a little bit less boring, you're going to have some really cool gameplay mechanics associated with it. Things like trying to get animals to fight for you and other stuff. It's also going to be like, there was one thing called an ambush. So basically, while you're going, you might get ambushed by someone, and you're going to have to fight off that ambush or something. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately there isn't much information. I did have some other points I wanted to talk about, but I'm not able to find it, so whatever. I won't bore you guys with me trying to go look at it, but at the end of the day, I did want to talk about this new thing called Uprisings, because that is obviously this new sort of group content that we're going to be getting, maybe in the place of flashpoints. And so it is an important topic to discuss, because we don't want PvEers leaving the game because they don't think there's enough PvE content for them. So hopefully this will suffice. Obviously we're going to be getting a lot more information in October, which is when BioWare will officially release the new Knights of the Eternal Throne stuff. And they're probably going to give us tons of information about what these uprisings are and what they might entail. But this was just a really short speculation video. I do wish I had more things to speculate on, but unfortunately that does not seem like the case. But at the end of the day, I do hope you guys enjoyed this really short video. I will see you in the next one.